Good morning. This is Lady Charlotte coming to you from beautiful Texas. And this morning I'm doing just a little dab of glazing, re-glazing actually, on some pieces that didn't come out right on the first glazing. So we're redoing them, make them look pretty hopefully. And then I will be doing some maintenance work around here. I'm going to clean up some kiln shelves so that we can fire again, and we'll let you in on that process. It's kind of not so much fun. Kiln shelves are ugh, but it's like a lot of other things in the studio. It has to be done, and in order to produce the pretty things, you have to go about doing the ugh things. So, anyways, we're going to start off with this little pot here that we've got on the banding wheel, and we're going to go ahead and start off on glazing that, and then we're going to use a low fire glaze, even though this is a high fire pot. But the pot's already been vitrified. It's already gone to the high fire temperatures in the last firing, so it's vitrified, and so we can always go down. That's one thing about ceramics. You can always go down on your firing, just don't go up, because when you go up, you're erasing whatever you had before. You can go the same, and you can go lower, and you can go higher, but you gotta know what you're doing there, and really keep an eye out on things, because you don't want to melt anything. If you've got a clay body that's a cone 5 and you fire it to a cone 10, you're liable to have a puddle instead of a piece. So that's something you don't want to do. Anyways, let me get something. This container does not have a hole in it big enough for me to put my there you are, for me to put my brush in. So I've got to find something I can put my brush in, pour it into that, and oh wait, so I'm going to sneak over here behind you all and reach up here and grab me. Hopefully, I'm going to grab me a red cup. Success at last. Get a clean one so it doesn't dirty up my glaze. Okay, now we're ready to shake this up pretty good so that yeah, maybe. Okay. This is pretty thick. Pretty thick. So, I'm going to add a dab or two of water to this because I'll be able to brush it on it. Gotta be real careful when you're adding water to glazes like this, because too much and you gotta let it sit and evaporate. So hopefully that wasn't too much for it. So we're gonna stir him all up here with the brush. Yeah, that looks okay. a little bit on the runny side, but we can add a little more of this to it. See what that does for us. Yeah, when you're mixing up stuff, it's a little bit here, a little bit there. Yeah. So you find that happy medium that you want. Yeah, that looks about right. After I painted my finger with it. With this whole bunch. I need to clean off my glove. Okay. And see, that's one of the reasons that I wear gloves out here in the studio. Is so that I can clean my glove off. And cleaning my glove off is a whole lot easier than cleaning my bare hands. So I've gotten to the point where I wear the gloves pretty constantly out here in the studio. And I'm going to pick this up because of the way it's made so that I can do this. And trying to avoid the chattering. Chattering came out nice. But the rim here and the insides just didn't have enough glaze on them. So we're putting, this is a really, really pretty glaze, this shimmer. And I'm going to go with a full 3 coats on it. I'll set that down there for it to dry. That's a really important part of doing your glazing, is to make sure that your coats dry in between. You can if you rush it too much, then you've got this problem with it being spotty. And you don't want that. Now these cups are the ones that have the poor glaze fit. And what happens when you have the poor glaze fit, a lot of times, is that where the glazes meet, this was an overlapping of 2 different glazes. And where the glazes met, they didn't really like each other much. And so they peeled away from each other. And they left these pock marks. So I've had to sand those down, fill them in, And now we're going to reglaze over them. We're going to use a different glaze. We're going to glaze with lustrous jade. It's a pretty stable glaze that I think will work to help smooth out this problems. And here again, we're going to go with a full 3 coats of the lustrous jade. And I've already done the insides of these. I poured the insides. And that part is finished. Now we're doing the outsides. And we have this one done. We're going to move stuff around up here so I have a place to put these when I get them done. They're going to need to sit up like that. Okay, and here's the next one, 9. The white streaky stuff that you see has been sanded down. It's really not sticking up like that, but that's the Visc Fix, so it's called, and it's a mender. So these had these big pot locks and holes in them. I went through and I filled the holes up with the Visc Fix so that hopefully we'll have a nice smooth surface to work with now. Now these have a little bit of texture here. I'm going to try and preserve because I like it. I like the fluting. So I'm trying to go with it so that it will maybe still be there a little bit. The lustrous jade is pretty good at filling stuff in, and so I don't usually choose it when I'm having a lot of texture. But this case was a different scenario because we want to fill in these areas where there were hot marks. But if I can, I will keep my texture. I think the only way that I'm going to do that is to maybe just do 1 coat in the textured area and do the 3 coats on the smooth parts. We'll see how that works. Right now I have almost a coat. On the smooth spots. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and sit you up, right side up, because I have some stuff to do around the rim here like this. And when you dry, I'll turn you over too. Here's our 3rd one. And I'm going to do the same thing with it. I'm just going to do 1 coat in the fluted area. so that we can hopefully keep that food area. And there isn't any areas in the fooded area that needed anything other than just the same glaze to everybody balance out together. So getting this down, and after I finished all the glazing parts with the brushes, paint brushes, I will clean up the bottoms of these, getting some stuff on the bottoms. Okay, so about that one. And now we wait. We wait until things dry. I'm out here in the studio and I've got the little heater going, and that should help dry it up a little bit more. Right now I'm trying to clean some of the drizzle off my pants. I do get dirty out here in the studio. I've seen certain other potters that are so neat, like Miss Litton, who does the really awesome chattering. And he works in porcelain, and he does some really beautiful work. And he wears a dress shirt, a white dress shirt, when he's throwing. And he never gets a drop of anything on him. He just cleans the whistle. I don't know how he does it. When I throw, clay spatters and go everywhere. I come out covered in it. So, well, while I'm waiting for this to dry, I'm going to shut you guys off, and then I'll just start it back up whenever I come back out. I'll be right back.